Alright, the next class is Warrior. Let's start with the legendary weapon. 8 mana, 3 attack, 3 durability. After your hero attacks, recruit a minion. So for 8 mana, this obviously has to be a stellar minion that you're going to recruit. So the question is Big Warrior going to be a thing? Is it going to be good enough? I think potentially, yeah. I think Big Warrior could be a thing. This card is very, very slow. But if you pull out a good minion, it's very, very good. I'm going to give it a 4. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic on Big Warrior. I'm optimistic on a lot of the big decks, mostly because of Dustbreaker. I think Dustbreaker and Priest is going to stop a lot of aggro decks, so people might play aggro less. So I think big decks have a better chance of surviving until that point. So I'm optimistic. I'm going to give it a 4. Next card is the 8 mana legendary minion for Warrior. It's 8 mana, 4/8 attack, Geosculptor Yip. At the end of your turn, summon a random minion with cost equal to your armor up to 10. So obviously a lot of value. It's very similar to Rotface in a certain respect. It's kind of a meme card, but similar to Rotface. If Rotface stays on the board, if Geosculptor Yip stays on the board, you get insane value, probably. The armor stipulation is a little bit challenging, but you could play like this on 10 with Bring It On and automatically get a 10 drop. I think that's where this card shines the most. You play it on 10 with Bring It On. So you get a 8 mana 4/8 and a random 10 drop. I think that's where it shines. And if it stays on the board, obviously you get insane value. So it's a very high rule win more card, but I think it has some application. I still think it's a meme card, and for that reason I gave it a 2. Alright, next card is the Spellstone for Warrior. It's a 7 mana Lesser Mithril Spellstone. Summon 1 5/5 Mithril Golem. Equip a weapon to upgrade. So let's see what the upgrades are. It goes to 2 5/5s and 2 3 5/5s. I think ultimately this card is too slow. So obviously you'd like to get 2 5/5s or 3 5/5s. So let's assume you get 2 5/5s for 7 mana. That's pretty good. Bone Mare is a 9/9 for 7 mana without having to do anything. And 4 of those stats have charge. I think Bone Mare is just better. So I don't think this will see play. I think it's too slow. If you get the 7 mana 15/15, it's pretty good, but I think that's pretty difficult to do. So for that reason, I gave it a 2. Next card's pretty basic. 6 mana spell for Warrior. Gather your party, recruit a minion. So you'd only play this in a deck with big minions, obviously. So is Big Warrior going to be a thing, and would you even include this card? I don't know. It's similar to Shadow Essence. A little better than Shadow Essence, actually. I gave it a 3. I don't know. Maybe it's better than I'm thinking. Maybe it's a 4, but I'm going to stick with 3. It only has application in Big Warrior. Does Big Warrior have the sustainability to get there? It's iffy. 3. Alright, next card is also a 6 mana spell. Unidentified Shield. Gain 5 armor, gains a bonus effect in your hand. So let's look at the bonus effects. It's gain 5 armor, gain 10 more armor. Gain 5 armor, deal 5 damage. Gain 5 armor, summon a 5/5 golem. Gain 5 armor, equip a 5/2 weapon. So there's some pretty good effects in there, but I don't think it's necessary. It's one of those cards that's like, meh, it's just not quite good enough. Like, wouldn't you rather just play like a Kobold Scalebane or something? Probably. Where it shines, though, I guess, is if you're playing a big minion warrior deck, you might include this. But I don't know if it's good enough even then. I gave it a 2. I don't think it's very good. The effects aren't good enough to me. And the fact that they're random and you can't control them, I'm not down with that. Alright, next card is a 6 mana minion. 6 mana 5/9 Taunt. Gem-studded Golem. Can only attack if you have 5 or more armor. I think this card is insane, because you don't even need it to attack. The stats are so good at a 6 mana 5/9, your opponent still has to deal with it, even if you can't attack. So I'm not that concerned with not attacking, and if you can attack, it's even better. I think it's insane. It's a 5. I think this goes in so many warrior decks. It's just insane. It's very, very good. And getting 5 armor isn't even that hard. I mean, that's like 1 shield block. Bring It On does it. Just a couple hero powers. You know, it's not that hard to get that armor. I think it's very good. 5 stars. Alright, next card is a 3 mana spell. Reckless Fury. Spend all your armor, deal that much damage to all minions. Yikes. That's quite a card, but I don't know. You have to spend all your armor. It's very much an all-in card if you really need the board clear. I don't think it's quite good enough. I think Brawl was just better. Brawl's obviously more expensive, but Brawl has no stipulation of armor. If you're playing aggro, I mean, you could hero power and play this on 5. That doesn't seem good enough. You know, you have to have more than 2 armor to play this, so I don't think it's very good. What did I give this? I gave this a 2. The next card is a 3 mana 4/4 minion, Kobold Barbarian. At the start of your turn, attack a random enemy. And that's your only attack. You don't get to attack a second time. It's very similar to Ogre Brute from back in the day. I think in Arena this card's actually very good because it's very similar to Ogre Brute. It's an overstatted minion. But in Constructed, I don't think this has a place. I don't think it has a place at all. I'll give it a 1 star. Alright, another weapon for Warrior is a 2 mana 0 attack, 2 durability. It's Bladed Gauntlet, has attack equal to your armor, can't attack heroes. So obviously it belongs in a control deck, because you can't even attack face with it. The big meme application of this card is to play this with Mare Noggenfogger when you have a ton of armor, and then actually can go face, and you can kill your opponent. So if you have 30 armor, and this goes face with Noggenfogger on the board, OTK potential. I'm definitely going to try that if I open this card to get play like 2 Bring It Ons with shield blocks, hero powers, and then try to OTK my opponent with this weapon. I think it's very, very cool. Let's see. I gave it a 3. I think it's good in Control Warrior, potentially, but it has no application outside of that. 3. And the last card is a 2 mana 2/2 Battle Cry for each enemy minion, gain 2 armor. Dry Whisker Armorer. So obviously the more behind on the board you are, the more armor you gain. So it's a little scary, but it's a solid 2-drop. I mean, is this better than Armor Smith? Maybe, depending on the situation. I just think it's solid. It might not see play, because it's not going to see play in Big Warrior for sure, so it's just a Control Warrior card. I gave it a 3. I think it's solid. It's not great, not bad. Solid card, 3. Alright, so Warrior. Warrior has a couple interesting cards, especially for Big Warrior. Woe Cleaver goes in Big Warrior. Geosculptor Yip might even go in Big Warrior. The Mithril Spellstone, I think, is a little slow. Gather Your Party might even be too slow. It depends on how the Big Warrior deck shakes out. It could be insane. It could be a better Shadow Essence. I mean, you could just pull Yserath off of this, or, you know, Lich King, or Yashiraj, or there's plenty of good targets. So maybe I'm underrating that card. Maybe that one's better than I think. Unidentified Shield probably belongs in a big minion warrior deck because you can get a minion off of it, but not being able to control the bonus effects, I don't like it that much. Gem-Studded Golem I think is insane. It's 5 stars. Reckless Fury is a little all-in. Kobold's good arena. Bladed Gauntlet has meme potential, and Dry Whisker is good in control. So some good control tools for Warrior overall. Pretty happy with the Warrior cards. There's definitely some fun ones. I'm definitely going to enjoy trying to pull off the Bladed Gauntlet OTK. So that's Warrior. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's move on to the neutral cards.